is going on, everybody? Lindy Endzone is back. What is going on, YouTube? Um, man, so long story short, I did not expect to take as long of a hiatus as, um, so I was away for almost a month. I think it says in my video history. I ended up catching COVID-19. We had to, the wife and I had to travel out of state, um, back to her home state to attend a funeral, and so yeah, it got the last 2 weeks for us were pretty crappy, and I did not want to be making content when I feel that I'm not 100% to do so. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm just happy to be back and you know share my thoughts on what I do, and you know talk to you guys again. I was featured on a live call-in yesterday with Philly Notion, Tone to Shields, and Philly Fresh, the General. Shout out to them three. Man, that stream went on for like 3.5 hours. Them guys were hanging in tough. A lot of good fans and subscribers of them joining in. Fellow content creators and everything. Shout out to the entire community in general for just being able to have that type of connection, and all of us just talk Eagles football. It was amazing. But man, I gotta make this about my Mavericks. It's been a while. You know, well, I mean, guys, we're in the playoff bubble right now at the 8 seed currently. After this game that I'm about to get into with this 2-game series against the Clippers, which we should have won last night. But I'm not going to try and continue to be a Debbie Downer on the whole thing, because in our last 10 games we have been 7-3, so it's not like we're necessarily on a crazy skid right now. It's our losing streak started over at just one game. I think we have the third best record, or tied for second actually, with the tied for the second best record in the last 10 games. I believe us and the Denver Nuggets are both 7-3. The third team I can't think off of the top of my head, but I want to say it's the Utah Jazz, who have been 8-2. So we're in a, it's not a mess of a situation to me, but this team just has things that they need to clean up that are pretty simple to figure out, and I just don't know why Rick Carlisle continues to make the same mistakes, and these players making the same mistakes. So let's get into it here. So we took a L to the Clippers last night, 109-99. At one point, 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, we were only down 4. It was 103-99. Luka hits Tim Hardaway Jr., who was red hot from 3-point range. He finished the night 5 of 9 off the bench from 3. 21 points, 30 minutes coming off of the bench. For what we ask TH State to do, he was efficient. And, but at the same time, when he's cold, he's cold. But when he's hot, he's hot. So he's very bipolar in that aspect. But he showed up last night, did what we asked him to do. So 3-minute mark, he hits that 3 off of a Luka assist. We were down 4. We had the Clippers right where we wanted them. The Clippers are a team who are dead last in clutch defense. So in other words, late game, when you need to shut the other team down, close the door, put them away. Clippers are dead last in not allowing that to happen for their own sake of winning a basketball game. They can't seem to put teams away. However, when you got Luka taking like two of the last baskets and either bricking them or them not being good looks, it's not helping his case with trying to be a clutch player. He's had quite a lot of clutch moments already, only in his third season in the NBA, just turning 22 last month. But for perspective, and I didn't want to bring this up at the same time either, because I know it's a bad comparison at this point, but look how efficient LeBron James was with his triple-double against Golden State last night. Pretty sure he was perfect from the field, 11 of 11 with 22 points. He was like 22, 10, and 11, something like that. That's an efficient triple-double. Whereas with Luka, yeah, he played 8 more minutes. I think LeBron only played about 30 minutes against Golden State. Luka plays 38 minutes. My notes are on my screen here. I'm not a fast writer, so I like to use my laptop, Microsoft Word, that sort of thing. But anyway, in 38 minutes, Luka goes 25, 10, 16 assists. I love that number. It was, I think, about 10 minutes, maybe, or 8 minutes left. 8 minutes left in the second quarter or so. I believe at around that point in time, Luka was taken out. But before the end of the first half, Luka had 8 assists. And I'm like, okay, he seems to be dishing this ball out pretty well. And some of his 3-point takes, his attempts were, I was okay with them, but late in the game, not very good decisions. So if I can finish his stat line here, 25, 10, and 16, triple-double, almost 20 assists. It's fantastic. The problem I have is that, like I said, with his triple-double not being efficient, number one, with that many assists can come turnovers. Luka had 7. That's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it. You gotta be more efficient when you're trying to dish out the ball. Yeah, there was one play where Luka thought it was a kick. It wasn't called. I think he was trying to do a bounce pass either in a small gap or between a defender's legs. I think it was Finney Smith coming off of the corner on the left side of the court, and he tried to fit a pass in there. I didn't really like it. There was already at least 2 or 3 Clippers defenders under the basket when Luka was driving, because that was one pattern that I noticed. Almost every time that Luka drove the ball, they were waiting for him under the basket. There was a lot of cases where it was a triple team, and that included Zubats. So you had a combination of Zubats and between Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, and sometimes I think Marcus Morris was under there. So I mean, and this is what I mean. So in those cases, obviously, a lot of times Luka is going to pass the ball out. But as far as his shooting, when I was talking about how he really needs to be a little more careful on, when and where he takes his threes. Not very good again. He was 4 of 11. To me, that's too many 3-point attempts for Luka. If it were me, max for me, I would keep him at 8. So, for reference, Porzingis had 7. So, that's kind of a decent balance between them. But, as far as 3-pointers go, I would put more of an emphasis with Tim Hardaway Jr. when he has hot nights. Supposedly, Maxi Kleba is like top 5 in efficiency from 3-point range. I don't know how that ends up being a thing. He was 1 of 4 yesterday. But see, I just really wish at times Luka would be more efficient with his triple doubles, and that's one thing that's definitely holding him back, especially with these turnovers. He shot 9 of 23 from the field. That's not good for a shooting guard, especially at Luka's caliber. Like you gotta spread those shots around, man. And I understand that there's a void of talent on this basketball team, especially when we're talking about 3 other starters. Josh Richardson is a big disappointment to me. I, and I'll continue to feel that we lost that trade with the Sixers. We should I don't feel we should have got rid of Seth Curry because we're just eating our words right now, and we took that gamble. We went with a little more defense over offense, and it's not working out right now. Maxi Kleba, Josh Richardson, and Dory Finney-Smith last night combined for a total play time of 93 minutes. Between the three of them, they combined for 93 minutes. They scored 17 points. 17 points in 93 total minutes between 3 players. Those 3 players are starters. Man, I swear there's times where you can't even script stuff like this. It's man, I mean, I get it. There's a vein where there's there's a vein where that this is what Luka has to deal with, but at the same time, there's another where Luka's got to make better decisions. And don't get me started with Porzingis again. He was okay from the field, 9 of 14. He did not shoot the 3 ball very well. He was 3 of 7. Too many 3-point attempts to me. He should not be shooting 7. And 7 doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when we're talking about a 7'3" center at 240 pounds, I get it. His knees aren't there. They may not be there. But your ass needs to be down in the paint a lot more. There was too many offensive sets this game and other games alike where a point guard or Luka's bringing the ball up. The offense is trying to get facilitated, and all that happens is either the point guard is just dribbling around trying to get some movement with the rest of the offense, or Luka drives to the basket meeting a triple team and everyone else camps outside around the 3-point line, including Porzingis. That's the most frustrating part to me. When you have that kind of size, and I understand, we're talking 2 unicorns here. Porzingis is a unicorn. When we're talking that size, why don't you use that to your advantage in the low post game? Yeah, the wingspan that he has, the height that he has, it's very advantageous, especially in the mid-range game. There's a lot of people that can't touch Porzingis as far as defense goes with his mid-range shot. There's a lot that can't, and there should be a lot that can't under the basket. But when you got him out here shooting 3-pointers from the logo, granted, he made one last night, and sometimes I'm okay with him shooting 3s from just in front of the stripe, with the 3-point line. But you need to be down low, man. You need to be featured more on pick and rolls. You need to be posting up. You need to get your hands out, looking for the ball, taking advantage of the mismatches that could possibly occur when you're under the basket. There was times where KP could have taken advantage of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. In most cases, yeah, Zubats was on him. But when the Clippers rotate their defense and KP gets a mouse in the house, where's he? He's outside by the three-point line. And just between that, poor defensive rotations, I counted at least 3-4 different guys guarding Paul George. This team beat the Clippers before. And I'm not going to count the 51-point blowout because it's a completely different story there. But I'm talking about how competitive they were in the playoffs. You know, we're missing guys like Seth Curry. We're missing guys like DeLon Wright. I would like DeLon Wright over Dorian Finney-Smith right now. And I would like Seth Curry over Josh Richardson right now. Man, it's frustrating and disappointing at the same time because this is a team that should be, that just needs to play smarter basketball. They can be a lot better than what they are right now. And, with being more than halfway through the season, when we're talking the quote-unquote second half, after the All-Star break, this is when you need to start getting aggressive. And we're talking about a team that had the all-time greatest offensive efficiency recorded last year. I don't know. But like I said, it's not the end of the world. We're 7-3 in our last 10 games. That we just need to play smarter basketball. It's frustrating at this point. So, 17 minutes in for this video. That'll do it for me. I should be getting some Eagles talk in here soon. Just noticed the New England Patriots signed Hunter Henry today. Got some money there. Is it gonna help? Could it help us with the Zach Ertz trade? Who knows? But yeah, we'll see. But I appreciate everybody that stayed subscribed to my channel in that unexpected hiatus that I took. It says a lot when you have it says a lot with even that kind of support. Crazy. But thanks again for being so patient with me, and I'm just glad to be back on here talking to you guys once again. That's gonna do it for this video. This has been Lindy Endzone. I'm signing out, and I'll catch you all in the next one.